morning. We're going to start with foam rolling. You're going to lie on the foam roller lengthwise. Sit at the very end so that as you roll back, you land on the foam roller. We're going to do a neck exercise. You're going to open your arms, palms to the ceiling, and just turn your head to the right and turn your head to the left. So you're going to tilt your pelvis a little bit so your back is flat against the roller. So again, it's just a simple movement of turning your head as far as you can from side to side. Doing it 10 times on each side. As simple as it is, it's a very effective way to increase your neck mobility. Okay, the next exercise, you're going to put your hands on your thighs and pressing your back against the roller. You're going to lower your arms up over your head and as far as you can go comfortably and back for 10. So again, you want to avoid arching your back. And bring your shoulders down. Don't let your shoulders go with your arms, meaning they stay put, they don't reach up to your ears. Today we're going to do overhead presses, so it's really important to have shoulder mobility. And if you have any upper body issues, you're going to just skip overhead and I'll give you an alternative of a chest press. Okay, let's just do one more here. All right. And then we're going to roll off the roller gracefully. It's not that easy. And today we're going to work on your calves. So we're going to work on the back of your leg, lower leg, the calf. You're going to put the roller on your calf. You lift your body up. You don't have to, but lifting your body off the mat and your hips and your whole body off the mat will put more pressure on your calf as you roll it. So if you want to just sit here and do it, you can do that also without having to hold your body weight up. But if you put your body weight up, and then if you put one foot on top of that calf, now you don't want your arms extending out too far, so I adjusted there. Yeah, now, whoo, I'm turning my legs side to side, so I'm getting some nice calf work. Okay, and the other side. Get it almost to the back of your knee, but not the back of your knee. Almost to your ankle, but not your ankle. Okay, and then this time we're going to get the outside of your leg. How am I going to do this? I couldn't figure that out. Okay, so you want to get the outside of your calf. It's a little harder, it's a little bit awkward. I don't even have to bring my weight up off the ground. This is really effective with a small lacrosse ball or even a softer tennis ball. If I bring my weight off the mat, I get a little more pressure there. Okay, and then the other side. All the way, woo, up closer to my knee. I feel more soreness. Find a spot, you can just stay with it. And that's it. And to wrap this up, the last thing we're going to do is our upper back. So you're going to start mid-back, holding your head up with your hands, feet on the mat, lift your hips off, and then your feet will walk you forward and back as you roll out the upper back. Just get all the areas. So in order to get the sides, you can tilt over to one side. And go, you don't want to do your lower back, but you want to get down to the mid-back area. And now I'm going to tilt to the other side. Whew. And while I'm here, I get my lats. So that's the area behind my armpit. And the other side. And we're going to put the foam roller away and begin the class. So to begin with, we're going to work on our posture. So the way we're going to do that is putting ourselves up against a wall if you can. Otherwise, just simulate it in your mind. Have an imaginary wall. So if you're able to cross your legs while you do this, fine. Or if it's more comfortable, you can straighten your legs. This is a variation of the wall slides that we've done in the past. So I want to tuck my pelvis. I want to get that back. I want to be upright. I don't want to arch my back. So press my back towards the wall, get my arms in this position, and slide up. And see if you can keep those elbows against the wall. This is an amazing mobility exercise for the shoulders. Whew. So we have a couple of mobility exercises today to work on. So the next one, we're going to work on our hip mobility. So we're coming down, That's the last one on the wall.
So I'm gonna get onto all fours, and I'm just gonna reach my hips back to my heels.
And then reach back to your heels. So I'm on all fours and I'm just reaching back as far as you can go. Working on mobility of the hips. Do they go back that far? And now if you want to widen your legs a little, you might get further back, and that's, you know, part of the position for a child's pose. But this is just working on your hip mobility. Ooh, let's do a few more. One more. Really sit back as far as you can. And then this time let's extend our arms out. Nice child's pose. Okay, and now we're going to be on our backs. So this time it's the same thing we were doing on the foam roller. So you're going to be lying on your back and you're going to press your back into the mat. And your arms are going to go straight overhead. And then reaching your arms as far as you can overhead, and do your forearms touch the ground. Well, maybe they get close, but what's your back doing? So yeah, my arms are close to the floor, almost touching, but I'm going to fix my back. Now I'm going to press my back against the mat. Now I'm stretching out, reaching both forearms to the ground if possible. If not possible, you're just going to reach as far as you can and get that same really nice stretch that I'm getting. It's challenging, but it's not painful. Nice stretch. And let's do 4 more of those moving. So tuck your pelvis, press your back against the mat. Here you go. Tuck your pelvis. One more. And then we're going to come to standing and do an ankle mobility exercise. So for this one, you're going to be standing against a wall if you have one, and you want to be about 3 inches from the wall. 2.5 to 3 is the most, so it's really not very far. So you're going to have one knee, 1 foot 3 inches from the wall, and you're going to stand up straight. Be sure it's not too far away. And now you're going to lean forward and see if your knee can touch the wall without your heel coming up. There you go. And try it again. And let's just do a series of those. So go ahead and do 6. 1, 2, without your heel coming back. If you can't reach the wall, move your foot back. Okay, and let's do the other leg. So we're 2 or 3 inches away from the wall, 3 at the most, and then you're going to reach forward. Does your knee touch the wall without your heel coming up? Press the heel into the ground. You can feel a nice stretch in your calf even if you're not getting all the way there. And repeat. So let's do 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. All right. So here we are on a lateral lunge. So this one, you're going to be standing up straight. You're going to extend this one foot out, straighten the other leg. So now here you are, and bring your arms up and come back and reach, straighten this leg, and arms come up and back. And again, reach, arms come up and back. One more, reach, arms come up and come back. Okay, so we're going to do the other side. So this one foot is facing forward, the other leg is straight, and then arms come up, straight as you can make them, and come back. Nice and upright. Here we go. Arms come up, and come back. And again, your hips need to go back to get this nice lateral lunge. So as you lunge sideways, your hips go back. It's all a fluid motion. And again, whoo! All right. And now we're going to be on the mat. We're going to do a scapular push-up. But I'm going to show you right now. The push-up is going to be about this big. So you can see it's just a movement of the muscles in your upper back, bringing those scapular areas together. So here we're going to be on our forearm here, and you're just going to lower a little and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lower and squeeze. Lower and squeeze. Lower. Squeeze. Lower and squeeze. And that's it for those. You should feel a nice effort there. It's a small effort. It's working on strengthening your shoulders. Okay, so now the next one is a dead bug. And this is going to be a core activation. So you want to lie on your back. Your legs are bent, but they're not close to your chest. They're perpendicular, well, they're perpendicular from the floor, and the bend in your knees forms a 90-degree angle. So now, as you get in position, you should feel a little strain on your back, so you're going to press your back into the mat. And then you're going to lift both arms so they're straight up. So you're in the starting position, and then you're going to extend the opposite arm and the opposite leg and come back. if you haven't been doing these for a while, you don't need to extend very far. Be aware of your back, and that's going to tell you when to stop. Your back should be pressing against the mat the whole time. So if your back needs to release and come off the mat, you've gone far enough. And the key to this movement is slow. And as you extend your leg, it extends out straight if possible. If this is too much, you can just lower a bent leg. And again, you're aware the whole time of what your back is doing, pressing it against the mat. So let's do 4 more on each side. 1. This is a core strengthener, but I also like to think of it as a core activation exercise, because you're getting your core working, but you're also working it in a way that it works during all the exercises we'll be doing. And here we go. And 1 more on each side. Now we've got our core warmed up, and in fact we've worked it out a little. And so you're going to come up to standing, and from here we're going to do a hop. So be sure the area around you is clear, and you're going to imagine a square on the floor. Okay, so you're going to hop in front of the top of the square and hop back. Now you're going to hop to the corner of the square. And now you're going to turn and hop to the side of the square, the other corner. So go ahead and join me. So let's start at the top of the square. So front, back, the corner, the side, the corner, the back, the side, the other side, the corner. Okay, so now let's see if you can do it a little faster. Here we go. Do it at your own speed. Okay, and should get your heart rate up a little. 1 more time, and it's being careful yet, you know, how fast you can be. Watch the mat so you don't trip on that. So there's nothing to trip you up. Here we go. To the corner. Well, let's start to the front of the square, top of the square. Here we go. Front, corner, side, corner, back, corner, side, corner, back. Okay. All right. We're warmed up. We're agile, and that's what we're working on there. Agility. We're moving in different directions, and that's really something you always want to be able to do easily. Okay, so today there's 8 exercises, and the first one is a deadlift. So you're going to just do this hip hinge, getting those hips back, and come forward, and you don't even have to use a weight to do this. But the heavier the weight, the more you're going to work those glute muscles. This is the first circuit. We're going to do each circuit 3 times. The second one is going to be glute bridge. We've done that lots of times, so you all know what a bridge is. In this case, I'm going to add a weight below my belly button. So as I come up, I'll be lifting the weight. The second circuit is a dumbbell reverse lunge. And so the progression with that is you might be just working on depth. If you're not getting down to the floor, you're going to hold a wall or something, have something nearby. You don't have to really hold it. It can just be there. You're just working on lunging back and coming down and coming forward. That's your work. if you're not getting down to the ground. If you're able to get to the ground, you can try adding a weight. Maybe you don't need one to be challenged. And your knee, that time my foot sort of slipped, so you don't have to land on the floor. You don't even have to tap it, but you want to hover over it. That's your goal. Okay, that's the first exercise, second circuit. And if you have paper plates or something to use as sliders, we've done this before, where your feet are on the sliders and you're going to slide out, and it's probably only possible, it feels like I don't slide well enough to do both legs. So I'm going to do one leg, but my hips are not dropping. So that's the challenge. It's not like that. The third circuit is a squat, and just like the deadlift, the hips go back and your knee, and you come back with a straight leg initially, and then your knees bend and you come up. And then the other exercise is a chest press. I'll just use the lighter weight for now. You'll have two if you have them. If you don't have a weight, hopefully you have something, cans or something you can hold. But I'll have two weights in my hand. This is just the demonstration. You're getting these nice chest muscles. And then the fourth circuit is going to be a row. And while I'm down here, I'll show you the Russian twist, which we might have done last week. So you're bringing your chest up and lowering down. And if this feels comfortable, you're leaning to one side, then the other. So rest back, one side and the other. And if you need to, grab your hips to get your form back. And that's it. So let's go ahead and start the first circuit. I'm going to start the timer. So the first circuit, you're going to start with a deadlift. So with or without a weight. And I'm going to use the heaviest weight I have here at home. It's going to be for 40 seconds. So now we're going to begin right now. Whoops, here it is. Are you ready? So the hips are back. You're going to lift and squeeze up. It's a sumo, so you're going to have a little bit wider stance, but your legs still track over your toes. So here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Exercise 1.
Begin. So you're coming up, squeezing at the top. If you have a weight, it only goes a little bit below your knee and you squeeze at the top. It's really a bridge. You're halfway. So your chest should be up, your head should be looking at me. When you get down here, well, actually you shouldn't be looking up, but almost. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, that's the deadlift. Now it's going to be a glute bridge. You're going to put a weight on your stomach if these are easy. I think most of you should be able to do that.
3.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Begin.
Exercise 1.
And the new cue I have, I saw this on a website, another trainer. It was imagining you're squeezing a penny between your cheeks. And that really gives you a good cue as to
That's halfway.
halfway how you can engage your glutes at the top. So squeezing and not losing that penny. Almost done. 3, 2, 1, and finish. So back to standing with that deadlift. If you're using a weight, you can hold it like this and like that. Not ready yet. I'll let you know. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Exercise 1.
Begin. And your back is flat. Your shoulders are down. There's no rounding. Everyone looks great. That looks really good. It's really
Halfway.
almost identical to a bridge. So your legs are straight as you go down back. And then as you come to about your knee, my legs are still pretty straight. And I come back up.
3, 2.
And stop. So unlike a squat, you don't really bend your legs very much in this exercise. Okay, and now back to the ground for that glute bridge with a weight on your belly, below your belly button.
3,
Here you go.
1.
You can come up onto your heels if you'd like a little challenge. Here you go, squeeze that penny. Squeeze. Squeeze.
That's halfway.
Halfway, almost done. Don't let the penny drop. Coming up. Woo.
3, 2.
And this is it.
1.
And come down. Last one. I'll do it with my dumbbell this time to demonstrate. So remember, I'll do it from the side. Your legs barely bend. Your knees.
2.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Shoulders back and down and up and down and up. So I said it's like the bridge, but really it's not, because on the bridge your legs are bent. But the hip movement is the same. Hips back, back onto those heels, halfway, squeeze at the top. This is one you're going to work up to the heaviest weight possible. So if you have something that's
3,
around the house that has some weight to it, this would be a time to use it. And that's it. And you're going to come down to the mat for the last weighted bridge. Bring that weight below your belly button.
3, 2, 1.
Come up onto your heels. This is one where you could, whatever that heavy weight is, you could also put it across your belly. A bag of fertilizer, that might be too big. But if you can think of something you have around the house that would fit, halfway, you're almost done, coming on up. And a couple more.
3,
And up to the top and squeeze.
rest.
And come down. You're finished. Okay, that's it for the first circuit. So the next one is a dumbbell reverse lunge. Getting ready. I'm going to set the timer, 40 seconds. I'm going to use a lighter weight.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
You can hear it going, but I'm going to restart that. Okay, it's getting ready for the reverse lunge. And I'm going to find that timer again. restart it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, begin.
Exercise 1.
Reverse lunge. Hold on to a wall if you need to get yourself down into a deeper lunge. Your body's nearly upright. In the assessment, I look for your ability to lunge, staying nice and upright.
It's halfway.
Halfway, switch sides. But when you're doing a regular lunge, you can lean forward a little bit. Shoulders are back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
And there you go. And the next one is that leg curl. If you have sliders, if you don't have sliders, you can just walk your legs out. So you're gonna just walk your legs out
2, 1.
and walk them back. And as you extend out into that, your legs, your feet out, even without the sliders, you can feel a challenge in your hamstrings. So you should have your heel on the slider, you stretch out and come back halfway. But we're alternating on this one. You could do it either way. Bring those hips, don't let them slide down. You see me from the side,
3, 2.
and that's that one. Trying to get those hamstrings. And now back to the reverse lunge. These are basic strength training moves.
3, 2, 1. Exercise
Feet are hip distance apart. It's like you're on a railroad track as you lunge back. That back leg is on the other track, not the same track. You're not doing a balance beam. Squeeze the shoulder blades together halfway, switch sides. And don't forget to breathe. Exhale.
3, 2.
Exhale with the effort.
Rest.
Back to the mat for the sliders. Okay. Get situated so you can see me from the side. And again, you can walk your legs out
Exercise
and walk it back. Walk your leg out and walk it back. If you do that, it's still challenging to hold that hip up. If you have one of those big stability balls, you're welcome to do it on the ball. Hips are up. That would, if you're doing on the ball, your flex feet would be on the ball. And in that case, you could use both legs.
2.
And here's the end of it. Last one. Okay. And one more set of reverse lunges. Here we go. Again, I'm using a medium weight.
3,
Get on the railroad track. Start with the other foot this time. Be sure your back leg clears anything. Mine did not. I had to adjust. Shoulder blades together.
that's halfway.
Halfway. So now we're going to switch legs. Looking good. All right. Keep upright. Now we're working balance as well as strength. You don't want the legs to cave in.
1.
And back to the mat for those slide outs. Here we go. On your back. Dig your heels in. Lift your hips up.
Exercise 1.
Don't let them fall down. You can dig your elbows into the mat if your arms are bent. That helps give you a little oomph to stay up further. And
That's halfway.
I try. I can't slide easily enough with these to do 2 legs. Lots of glute exercises today. Last one, right here. And come down. All right. That's it for that one. We're halfway. So now we're going to do a squat and a bench press. So get your weights near your mat. I'm going to put mine on each side here.
Exercise 1.
And I have to restart my timer. And here, let's see, we're going to do a squat and then the press. And the press, you want your shoulders to stay down, you're lying on your back, and you're just pressing out. You can hold the weights 45 degrees rather than this way. You can hold them this way, but today let's try for 45 degrees. Okay, so now we're going to do a squat, and we're going to begin 3 sets. 1, 2, 3. You're going to use a weight, or not, your choice.
Exercise 1.
Here we go, begin. Shoulders back. Inhale and exhale with the effort. Inhale and exhale.
That's halfway.
Inhale and exhale. She said halfway. Here we go.
3.
And last one.
1.
Beautiful. Okay. And now you're going to lie on your back, bent or straight legs. Straight legs will work your core a little more, but if you're new at this, bend your legs. Get the weights ready.
1.
And press 45 degrees angle. Your back's flat on the mat and slowly lower down. Pace is everything. And exhale and inhale with your nose. Exhale with your mouth.
That's halfway.
Inhale with your mouth or your nose. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale with the effort.
3.
And you should feel your core working as well. That's pretty exciting. And up. It's heavy. Up to the squat. So it's up and down. Wow. Wow. That's a good workout right there. Up and down. So get that weight under the chin.
2.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Begin. From the side, you see the hips go back. Ideally, your hips would be a little bit below your knees,
That's
but that's
halfway.
not necessary to begin with. Halfway. Try not to lean forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Chest goes forward. Get that chest up right.
2. 1. Rest.
There we go. Second set of chest press. Here, get the weights ready. Mine are heavy, so I put them on my thighs. And as I bring my legs up, it brings the weights up.
3. 2.
So here we go. And take a deep breath. And exhale. And exhale. Try not to rest at the bottom. And press up. halfway and press. Control the weights on the way up and on the way down.
3, 2,
And that's it.
rest.
One more set. Up and down, up and down. That's the fun part. Here we go for the squat.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 1.
Shoulders back, hips back, and down. Exhale with the effort. And exhale. And exhale.
That's halfway.
Press that chest forward.
Three, two,
Last one. And back to the last set of chest press. Get those weights. Put them on my legs. Bring them up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Begin.
exercise 1.
Last one in this circuit. Feel those pectoral muscles working in your chest, right below your collarbone.
That's halfway.
Those are great muscles for posture. Part of the big muscle sets that make up your trunk and give you stability and strength. Exhale.
3,
And last one.
rest.
And that's it. No more chest presses or squats. Woo! Okay, so the last one is a row and a Russian twist. Okay, and the time is great. And
3,
here we go. 1, 2. Whoops, I'm sorry. I have to reset the timer.
rest.
Okay, so reset. Here we go. Get in position. The row, you're going to be in a staggered position. You can hold on if you want. Your chest is parallel almost. You're not down here. You're halfway, I would say, to the ground. But if you're like this, you're not even going to be working your back. It needs to be bent over. Your hands on your legs. And you're bringing the elbow up and close to your body. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, begin.
Exercise 1.
And here we go. 1, 2. The elbow stays in pretty close to the body. And don't rest at the bottom. And your shoulder is going to
That's
be
halfway.
still. Switch sides. Here we go. Don't let your shoulder rotate. Exhale with the effort. And this is it.
Rest.
You're done with the row. And now it's that Russian twist. Up and down, up and down. You're going to hold your knees to get started. Hug your shins. Give yourself a little
3,
hug.
2, 1.
And then grab your shins, pull your chest forward, and lower back. And you might just stay there and come take a break when you need it. If you feel yourself rounding here, take a break, because that's where you're going to get your back involved. If you're able to stay here, you can do the twist part of it, but only if you can keep a flat back. Are your shoulders back? Do you feel it in your back? If you do, take a quick break, just like that.
3,
Takes the pressure off,
1.
and that's the end right there. Okay, and coming back to standing, of course, up. Practice getting up with the least amount of help as possible. And here you go.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 1.
Right here. Notice my shoulder is staying in place, and I'm not resting down here for a little break. It's here. Don't break the tension. Almost to the bottom, but not quite. And if you see my form, then you can go ahead and look down. Other side. Here we go. Exhale.
3.
And this is the last one.
Rest.
All right, back to the ground. You're almost done. 3 more exercises. Jeff's off for his walk. Okay. Grab your shins. Press your chest forward. Get ready. 4 seconds.
2.
You can put your heels up
Exercise 1.
and you're lowering back. If you're able, you can take your feet off the ground. But again, my shoulders are not rounding. I've got my back flat. So far, I don't feel anything in my back.
It's halfway.
This particular exercise is really hard on my back. So I'm really engaging my core, using my best form. Even my glutes I'm trying to squeeze. And grab my shins and you're finished.
Rest.
And come up to standing. And 2 more exercises. Here we go. It's the row.
3.
Staggered stance. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, begin.
Exercise 1. That's halfway.
Halfway. Switch sides. Try to get the same number of reps in if you counted.
3.
I'm going to do 1 more and you can finish. There, to finish on even on both sides. So that's a good idea to count. And the last exercise in the circuit. And the timing was perfect. And after we do this, we're going to lie down.
1.
Here we go.
Exercise 1.
Grab those shins. Chest goes forward. Lower back. And bring your legs off if you can. Exhale with the effort. Don't hold your breath. You might explode. No, just kidding. Don't let the back feel it. Grab the shins. I'm going to grab for a minute. There. And there. And done. Woo! Okay, that's it for the circuit. And now you're just going to lie on your back. That's my favorite exercise. Okay,
3. 2.
and I'm going to stop the timer.
Exercise 1.
This is a movement I meant to do at the beginning. So belatedly, here we are. But you could, well, we'll do it again next week, and we'll try to keep our focus on the breath. So you're going to lie on your back, press your back a little bit towards the mat so you're in a nice posture. Put your hands on your belly, and we're going to do some belly breathing. See if you can bring air into your belly so it's getting bigger as you bring your breath in. You're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So here we go. So it's a nice slow inhale. And now if you looked at my belly, it's hopefully a lot bigger. And then exhale with my mouth. And when you get here, you should almost be concave. So let's do 8 of those belly breaths. So hands on the belly so you're aware. Are you making it bigger? So here we go. And just your belly. Here we go. Again. And exhale. So you should, I did, and hope you did, feel the breath's getting bigger and more air filling that belly region. So now, let's see if you can fill both your belly and your chest. So you're going to start by breathing in through your nose, bringing the air into your belly, into your abdominal area, and all the way up to your chest. And so put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and you're going to breathe in with your nose and see if you can extend it all. Everything should be puffed up a little, and then exhale. And I didn't mention, and it'll get better with repetition, try to exhale and starting at the chest and exhaling down, down, down until you get to your belly. So here we go. Let's do 6 of these really big deep breaths. And I've lost count. I'm going to make this the last one. And hopefully you didn't get too dizzy. And while we're on the ground, well, now we've got a couple of other things to do. So let's do the bands. If you have a band, fine. If you don't, do the exercises without a band. If you want to know where to get a band, shoot me an email. So here's the wide bands we're using. So you're going to put that around your legs, the top of your legs, above your knee, at least an inch or so. And then we're going to be in a position as if you're going to do a bridge. But instead of lifting your hips, you're just going to spread your legs, your knees as wide as you can and release. Squeeze and release. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10. So let's go ahead and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take a little break. You could rock side to side. Okay, here we go. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And rock side to side. If you don't have a band, well, I think everyone has something, I think. Here we go, another set. Squeeze. This is for your glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and for our hips, we're going to lie on our side and do 10 clams. 1, 2, try not to tip over. I'm holding my hip to prevent that. This is a really strong band, so I hardly get any movement in my legs. And some of you ordered this black one. Whew. And you're going to do 10. Take a break for a second. And we'll do 10 more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the other side. 2 sets of clam on this side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. 1 set of 11 and 1 set of 10. Or would that be 9? Okay, here we go for the second set. Don't let the hip fall back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then coming up, getting the band off, standing up. Today, you're going to take a test. It's going to be a balance test. And this is actually a sobriety test. So just in case you're drinking and driving, you're going to practice for the test. I hope you're not. You're going to flex your foot. You're going to just raise your leg, but you don't get to use your arms. They have to be right here. So it should be fairly easy. And the next couple weeks, we'll do the rest of the test. So get ready to stand on your left foot and lift your right foot. And just a second, and begin. So your hands are by your side, you're flexing your foot, and just staying there. And you assume we're all sober, so it's sort of scary to think about having had a few drinks, how hard this would be. Well, that's why they give you the test. And I watched one of these tests online and watched a young woman take the test and failed them all and stopped. And they handcuffed her on the spot and off she went to jail. So that was a good lesson. So here we go, get on the other foot, and 1, 2, 3, here we go, begin. Flex the foot, hands to the side. Unless you've had wine for breakfast, we should at least, what do they do with older people when we don't have that kind of balance? A young person, maybe they have a different test. And that's it. Okay, I almost tipped over on that one. Okay, there you go. You've maybe pass the sobriety test number 1. And let's go into a frog stretch. We only have about 2 minutes, but we've done a lot of mobility at the beginning. We did some great mobility exercises, and they were all targeted for specific areas of your body, for your neck, for your shoulders, for your hips, for your ankles. So we're going to continue to work on all those body parts in those warm-up mobility exercises. So I'm doing the splits with my knees. My feet are pointing outward. My forearms are on the ground, and I'm pushing back as far as I can into this pretty intense stretch. And the foam rolling. I did the foam rolling specifically for those same body parts. Particularly the ankle mobility. We did the calves. Okay, so here we go with the pretzel. One knee up. The foot goes on that knee. I'm going to hold that foot. You can hold behind your leg if you prefer, and push your knee away as you pull your leg towards you. Whew. And the other side. And coming up to seated, we're going to do this seated twist. One leg straight, your arm goes around that bent knee, and you're going to keep nice and upright, moving your torso in a unit rather than it's called the torso twist, but you really don't want it to twist too much. You want to move your trunk all in one unit. You can look behind you if you want. And switch sides. Good work, everyone. We did a lot of good exercises and a lot of good mobility work. Yeah, you should feel really good and say congratulations to yourself for doing it.